sem var eftir vetur. Á iðunni lúta epla geimi braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má kollun kalfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Á iðunni lúta epla geimi braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má kollun kalfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Á iðunni lúta epla geimi braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má klond halfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má klund halfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Á iðunni lúta epla geimi braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má klund halfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Á iðunni lúta epla geimi braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má klund halfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Á iðunni lúta epla geimi braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má kollun kalfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Á iðunni lúta epla geimi braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má kollun halfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. Á iðunni lúta epla geimi braga kvána skogevanda endurnýtt þú líka má klond halfegur dán ég góma sem grósku sætleika og klangan þrótt og klátt líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur. sko gefanda Endurni þú líka má glönd Halvfegur þán ég og masen grósku Sett líka á klangan þrótt og lát líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur Á íðunni lúta epla geimi braka kvána sko gefanda Endurni þú líka má glönd Halvfegur þán ég og masen grósku Sett líka á klangan þrótt og lát líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur Á íðunni lúta epla geimi braka kvána sko gefanda Endurni þú líka má glönd Halvfegur þán ég og masen grósku Sett líka á klangan þrótt og lát líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur Á klangan þrótt og lát líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur Á íðunni lúta epla geimi braka kvána sko gefanda Endurni þú líka má kollun Kalfegur þán ég og masen grósku Sett líka á klangan þrótt og lát líf vaksa sem var eftir vetur Kvána sko gefanda Endurni þú líka má glönd Halvfegur þán ég og masen grósku
Sorry to interrupt everybody. Welcome to this morning's Asatru Heathen Norse Pagan prayer service. My name is Reverend Ben Kowalski Grehek, and this is sponsored by The Troth. I don't know. This actually, there is a sign language sign for The Troth. I'm not remembering currently what it is, but we do actually have a sign in International Sign Language. So, or maybe American Sign Language. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our regulars. Hello, Duchess. I see you there. Renata, good to see you again. I think it's Brendan. Brandon, is that right? Welcome back. Yes, okay, great. Again, sorry to interrupt. Club Asatru. Here, I know some of you guys just come here for the jams. Okay. King, good to see you again. Good morning. Always a great way to start the day. Hope everyone's having a really wonderful weekend. Renata, good afternoon. Over there in England. Don't know what I'm waiting for. Let's get started. So if you are returning, hello, welcome. If you are a newcomer here, also welcome. Let me tell you how this prayer service works. First, we're going to start with a little bit of education, which we're going to go through a little bit faster this time, because there's things that I think we want to talk to, maybe some events that we want to talk to. I also want to make sure to give out some bulletins for people who might be interested in some of the things that the Troth is doing. And I also want to, maybe talk a little bit about current events if time permits. And then after we do our little bit of education and we have our little talk, we're actually going to get into the prayer service itself. We're actually going to do the prayer together. So I'm going to first describe it a little bit, and then we're going to do it step by step, and it's going to be shown on the screen so you can play along at home if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. If you've never prayed before in Norse paganism or didn't think it was even possible, I'm here to show you it is. And we're going to do it together. And you're going to be doing your first Norse pagan prayer if you've never done one before, which, hey, cool. Oh no, the AC stopped working. I'm so sorry. That's me trying to help. So after doing that prayer together, we are then going to go into Q&A. So if anyone has any questions about Asatru, heathenry, or Norse paganism, I am an ordained Gothi, so I should be able to answer those questions. And if you have any questions about the organization that puts this on, the Troth, I have the honor of serving as president of that organization, so I should be able to answer those questions as well. So first, announcements. For those of you who are interested, let's see, what do we have on our calendar? So tomorrow, actually, if you were in the Knoxville area, Knoxville, Tennessee, we have a heathen meetup. If anyone is interested, Knoxville, over at Fable Hollow Bookshop in Knoxville. And that's going to be at, I think that's 3 p.m. Eastern time. If anyone is in the Knoxville area, there is a inclusive heathen meetup there. If you guys have meetups that you are hoping to go to or you want to hear about, please let me know. The meetups that I am able to talk about are meetups that are usually done by Troth members. In this case, one of our members in Tennessee has a regular meetup at Fable Hollow on the Sunday. So if you are in Knoxville, Tennessee, you've got a meetup coming up near you this Sunday. So that's tomorrow, if you are interested. Oh, King, I actually did a double take there. King said, congrats, we just had our baby girl 8 months ago. And then I thought King said, and my wife is 7 months pregnant. It was actually someone else. So I was thinking, man, King, you guys have been busy. Okay, so let's get into our education bit. Again, just wanted to say again, Heathen Meetup, Knoxville, Tennessee, tomorrow, 3 p.m. at Fable Hollow. Now, getting right into our regularly scheduled program. Heathen prayer. What is it? What do we do? So, a couple questions that you might have. One is, how do I get started? Which way do I face during heathen prayer? If you're looking just to get started, if you have an altar, for example, you would face your altar. If you don't have an altar, what I would suggest is two different directions, depending on the time of day. So if it's the sun is rising or it's the morning, I would face east. If the sun is setting or is nighttime, wherever you are, I would face north. So east if rising, north if setting, or if it's nighttime. Okay, that's the first thing to do. The next thing to do that we would do is we want to bless the space that we are in. So what I do is I use a singing bowl. You can use a singing bowl or a bell, or simply you can clap your hands. You have nothing else. So singing bowl or bell, or simply clap your hands. And we do that 3 times. Before then, I will bow. So I will bow after doing the blessing of the space. I'll bow in the direction that I'm facing, so either towards my altar or the east or the north, as the time may be. And after that, I will come to kneeling. And after kneeling, I'll then bless myself. So I bless the space. Now it's time to bless myself. Bless myself by touching my right hand to my forehead. I say, bless my thoughts. Right hand to the throat. Say, bless my words, and extend my hands in front of me and say, bless my deeds. Okay? Thoughts, words, deeds. Next is actually doing the prayer itself. And the prayer itself for us comes from the Sigdrifamal. That's verses 2 and 3. Those are the verses that are quite famous amongst heathens, which are Hail Day, Hail Sons of Day, and then the second verse that begins, Hail the gods, hail the goddesses, right? Hail Day, Hail Sons of Day, hail the gods, hail the goddesses, those 2 verses, and then I'll get into free verses. And the chat knows what time it is. Chat, it is time for you to put in your prayer requests. Be merciful. I don't want to have to limit people to 1 per, but man, if people go for say like, hey, can you do these 5? Bruh. So be merciful on me. So yes, any god or goddess that you would like to have spoken of, if you have a particular prayer, Renata, I saw that you dropped a prayer in the chat. If you, with your permission, I would like to use it. If you have a particular prayer you want said, go ahead and drop it in the chat. If you just want me to come up with something, just drop the name and I will do my very, very best to come up with a verse off the top of my head. Please forgive me if it's not that great. My freestyling skills are not fantastic. I'll be the first to admit that. I am not Egil Skallagrimson. Precisely. So, after doing those free verses, and after each verse, I should say, after each verse, I prostrate. That means full face down, hands down. So, face down, hands down, next verse, and hands down. So it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Verse prostration, verse prostration, verse prostration, until we run out of verses. And you could do this at home. You could do 1 verse, you could do 10 verses, you could do 100 verses. It's up to you. This prayer is flexible. It can take as little as 5 minutes if you wanted to, or it could be like a couple hours if you want it to. I don't know if you want to do that kind of marathon stuff, but if you're into it, you can totally adjust it that way. After doing that verse and prostration, that prayer, we then move into our reflection, which is our little meditation, where I like to think about prayer as the encounter between us and the divine, and how we bring this encounter out into the world with us. I've been sort of considering doing more of a guided meditation, although I do like the ambiance, and I'm more of a silent meditation kind of person, but I may in the future try to do some kind of guided meditation just so people have an idea of how to think about or how to visualize for themselves the concept that I'm talking about, which is bringing the divine encounter out into the world through seeking wisdom, through speaking kindly and truthfully towards others, and of course doing good and healing deeds. So I may do something more guided in the future. Stay tuned. Okay. So prayer to hell is very important to me today. Loss in my heathen funeral yesterday. I am so sorry to hear about your loss, Renata. Of course, your prayer will be spoken. Oh, and to Sif as well. Prayer to hell and prayer to Sif. Okay, of course. And I am again sorry for your loss, Renata. All right. So, after doing that meditation, I will rise to my feet. I will bow twice more, and then we will be all done, and we will move on to our Q&A. That's how that'll go. Okay. Did we have any questions before we begin? Or anything we wanted to talk about before we got started? I'll watch the chat right now. Let's see who we have. Hel, If, Odin, Air, Thor, Freya, Tyr, great. Great. Okay. And I think, Renata, maybe your prayer to Hel is up above. No, you didn't do a prayer. So I'm going to do this. So, Renata, you'd like me to do the prayer to Hel. Of course. I'll do I'll try and do my usual verse if I can remember it off the top of my dome. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Looney Bats. Good to see you. All right, folks. If there are no other questions, let's get started. All right, here we go. Bless my thoughts, bless my words, and bless my deeds. Hail day, hail sons of day, hail night and her daughter. Look upon us with kind eyes, as we who are patient find peace. Hail the gods, hail the goddesses, hail the ever-giving earth. Bless us with wisdom, kind words, and healing hands lifelong. We begin with Renata's prayer. Credit to Dan Kultas. Kultas? Hail golden-haired Sif, wife of the Thunderer, patient one, showed restraint, face of the taunts by Allfather's red-haired blood brother, even after he took scalp cords. Lady of the golden hair, loveliest of women, bring golden grain to our fields, wheat, rye, barley, oats, for our harvest, that might take bread, brew ale, for the bake bread and brew ale for the coming winter. Bowen Lady, bless our marriages, our family, our children. Hail Sif. Follow it up with this one. Hail Thor. Hail son of Odin and of earth. Hail to our sustainer and our protector. Thor, may the might of your storms, may they be quelled, but may they bring bounty where they touch. May the golden grain of Sif emerge. May you guide and bless and protect each and every one of us. Bless us, Thor. Hail Thor. Hail Air. Hail to the healing maiden. Hail to she, the best, most perfect of physicians. Air, may you guide the minds, the hands that care for us, the nurses, the doctors, orthopedic surgeons, neurologists, neurosurgeons, rheumatologists. You guide them in our care, and may we be restored to health, wholeness. And we think of those, when we think on those who cannot afford the benefits of healthcare, cannot afford doctors or nurses, may they be protected, and maybe someday see the light and learn to care for others as we wish to be cared for. Hail Freya. Hail to our golden one, hail to she, a bright Brisingamen. Freya, our source of joy, our source of happiness. Fill our hearts with love, joy, peace. May your gifts spread over the earth through our actions and our words. May we be a joy to others as you are a joy to us. Hail Tyr. Hail to the righteous Lord. Hail to the Father of victory. Tyr, may you give us the courage that we need to pursue what is right. Give us the courage and the commitment we must all make, not only when we do justice to others may we show restraint, but also when justice is done to us. May we have the courage to both restrain ourselves, but also to accept the outcomes of justice. Hail Odin. Hail to the Father of wisdom. Hail to the great wanderer. Odin, your great courage was in seeking wisdom even though you knew not what it was or where it was. May we be blessed with similar courage and curiosity to follow the truth, to seek wisdom, and to follow that wisdom when it is revealed to us. Hail Hel. Hail to the gracious lady. Hail to she, the hostess of our beloved dead. Hail, may you bless and protect those entrusted to your care, our family, our friends, our loved ones. May they enjoy peace and plenty in your care as you host them. May they stay happy and content in your company and in the company of their ancestors until the day where we once again join them. All right, folks. Let's move on to our meditation and reflection. Once again, we're reflecting on how we are going to take this moment of encounter with the gods, this prayer, how we are going to take this out into the world with us by seeking wisdom, speaking kindly and truthfully towards others, and doing good deeds. Let's think on that as we enjoy the ambiance. All right, thank you everyone for joining us for that short meditation. Let's stand, bow twice more, and then we'll get on to our Q&A. Thank you very much for joining us for this morning's prayer. Head on over to our cozy corner here. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Newcomers, if this is your first time here, your first time seeing a Norse, Pagan, or also through prayer, welcome. You are more than welcome back anytime. And to our regulars, you know you are always welcome. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the wrap-up prayers. Ganata, of course. Our condolences to you on the loss of your friend. I hope today's prayer gave you some comfort and brought you some peace as well. I know that dealing with any kind of loss is a difficult, sometimes very long and drawn-out process. Grief with us for a very long time. As far as if anyone has I want to give some practical advice here. If anyone has a desire to specifically wants their wants them to have a heathen funeral, the first thing to do is to establish a final directive. That is usually done with a lawyer and a will, so you would need to put that together to establish that final directive. What I would also suggest is designating to who the family needs to contact in order to get that funeral done. This is usually the thing that most people miss. They'll say, "Oh, yes, I want a heathen funeral." Most families don't know what that is or what that consists of or how to do one. So what I would suggest is in that final directive, do make sure that you are specifying who your loved ones need to contact in order to get that funeral done in the way that you wish. I would suggest the troth. We certainly have done it before where people have contacted us looking for either guidance on how to perform a heathen funeral, or they are seeking specifically one of our clergy to come out and perform the funeral ourselves. So we have done that. So if you have if a heathen funeral is something that you really wish to have, I cannot emphasize enough that you will need to, 1, specify that in your final directive, and 2, specify who your loved ones need to contact in order to get that done. If you have a Gothi that you already know and have a relationship with, please feel free to put them down. If you do not know who is going to perform that funeral, you can absolutely put the troth down as a contact for your family if you need to. We would do our best to help accommodate them. We've done it before. That's good. I guess a little good and bad there. I'm glad that someone will respect your wishes. I understand how it is sometimes with not being able to have as many friends who know you offline in this world that we live in. The troth. Do you have officiants that travel by chance, Ben? Yes, we do have officiants that will travel. So we have, I believe, 13. We have 13 clergy currently. That is nowhere near enough to serve the entire population of heathens being, spread out all over the world. We have local areas that we serve. So I mostly serve Minnesota, Iowa, Western Wisconsin, that area. We also have a steward in Illinois, who serves more like Southern Illinois area. But yeah, we all have our own kind of travel areas that we would normally go to. But there's also those of us who will, travel if the expenses are covered, certainly we'd arrange something. And I think that's usually the thing, is like, who's going to get the plane ticket? And, most of us have jobs outside of being clergy, right? I mean, the clergy position in the troth is not a paid position. It's not. And none of us take that much of us. I don't think anyone actually that I know of takes a stipend for their services. So we do this mostly for free. with either a donation being what we charge for our services, like a donation to the Troth. But yeah, since we don't have this as our regular job, we have to request time off work to do stuff like that. And, not everybody has that kind of luxury. So we try as a team, as a 13-person clergy team, if something comes through, out of the 13 of us, we try to see who can take it. If there is something like that. And if our travel costs reimbursed, all those kinds of details, that's stuff that we need. Yeah, and that's really good to mention, Renata. Like, there are also other organizations like Asatru Europe, Asatru UK, that can serve probably better in that capacity, as far as funerals, marriages, naming ceremonies, things like that. Those kinds of rites of passage, life rites and things like that. They would probably have people that are closer to you. So like Yorkshire Heathens, Austria UK, Austria Europe. There's I think Eldering is still around in Germany. Email you guys about it in some sort of fashion. Yeah, you would. You'd be able to email us. Our clergy would certainly look at it. I don't know if you're planning to have a funeral soon, though. I hope not. You can certainly put it on your final directive if you... Yeah, being disabled in a small town. Thanks. Oh, for a wedding. Okay. Yes, for a wedding. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. Yes, for a wedding. If you're planning a wedding, you're planning a funeral. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying. Yes, someone can take that, and work it out with you. We'll see who's closest, who can facilitate. All right, folks. Well, that's all the questions we have for today. Thank you guys so much for attending. I do appreciate it. Do appreciate our regulars. I do appreciate newcomers. Anyone who's coming new in this week, next week, whenever, always welcome. Thank you for coming. It's always better when we have more of a conversation going and I'm not just talking to myself. So thank you again. Thank you for attending this prayer service. You are welcome anytime. We will be back on again tonight at 8:30 p.m. Central. And then we will be back again next week at 6 a.m. Central for our next morning prayer service. So thank you all so very much for coming, and we look forward to